Father John, welcome to Catholic Magazine and welcome to Guyana once again. We're always happy and looking forward to your presence here all the time.
Thank you. It's always good to be home. So.
Definitely. We're buzzing with the news about your new appointment as AEC Secretary. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, actually, when Colin got on from Catholic Standard, got on to me, I was saying, since May, actually, the appointment was announced at the last APM, the annual plenary meeting of our bishops, which took place in Mandeville in Jamaica. And at that time, because they had already known, because Deacon Mike James had already tendered his intention of coming off at the end of his tenure, and so they had a search committee looking for his replacement, and somehow it fell on me. So the bishops at that plenary meeting actually made the appointment. So and it was announced soon after that, first in Guyana by Bishop Francis, and then in Trinidad. I then started to work alongside of Mike, the outgoing General Secretary, and I did that from August until he left on the 17th of November. On the 17th of November, which I think was a Monday, I officially took over the position of General Secretary for the Antilles Episcopal Conference. This is our conference of bishops.
Right. Well, congratulations on that new appointment. You've changed quite a few appointments over the last 2 years, I believe.
Well, initially when I left Guyana, I was asking me to take up an appointment as judicial vicar, which is the person responsible for the court, the church's tribunal in Trinidad. Since then, the court has become now a bigger jurisdiction because we have made 2 courts for the whole Conference of Bishops, and the Eastern Antilles Interdiocesan Tribunal I'm the judicial vicar of, which covers 8 dioceses from Antigua come down to Guyana. Now at the moment I'm still carrying that portfolio because they have not yet replaced me there, so I'm still carrying the portfolio of judicial vicar for the Eastern Antilles Interdiocesan Tribunal, which is the court. Alongside of that now, I've just been appointed General Secretary to the Bishops' Conference. Now, the initial thing for the judicial vicar was supposed to be 2 years. So I would have been, in fact, finishing up now, October of this year, and returning to the diocese here in Guyana.
Yes, we were looking forward to that.
Yes. So now this has come up. So I've been saying to people, even though the bishops haven't said clearly to me that it will be for 4 years, but the thing is that you do in an initial year, and then they appoint you for a contract of 3 years. So the minimum really I can do is 4 years. After that, I suspect our bishops might be looking to do a second term, which is what they did with Deacon Mike. He did a 7 years, but I think I would be ready after 4 years to come back home. So.
Well, I was thinking on that note, what are some of the challenges you've experienced in being the Vicar General, and what are some of the challenges that you foresee? Because, I mean, we look at the position all nice and the experience and everything. What are some of the challenges that you encounter and do foresee?
Well, it wasn't Vicar General, Judicial Vicar, which is, but for that position, the main challenge was and still remains for us that we have a lack of trained personnel for our courts. So you're required to have a degree in canon law to function with some kind of a competency in the court. So we have a and that's why we went the way of making just establishing just 2 courts in the area. But so with the lack of trained personnel, we have been doing in-house training of a lot of lay people now are taking up positions in the various dioceses in the tribunal, and we have been doing local training. And in some cases we're trying to get them to do like online courses and stuff like that. But that has been a challenge, to get more people involved in that process. Another challenge in that way, and still remains, is a big backlog that we faced of cases in Trinidad particularly. Most of the other dioceses now have been able to clear the backlogs, but Trinidad still has a very big backlog of cases, and that has been a challenge. We're still working on that. That's in terms of the judicial vicar and the court.
Right.
But now with the new job, well, I just started, so it's going to be an interesting one. You see, I'm kind of coordinating in some way the effort of the Caribbean church, you might say, but it's not all fully Caribbean, or the whole Caribbean. We cover, I think it's something like 19 dioceses,
Okay.
and we have also 2 independent missions that fall under 2 U.S. dioceses, but they also are part of us. And there are 5 provinces within the conference. So a province has an archdiocese with suffragan dioceses.
Okay.
So like Guyana comes under the archdiocese of Port of Spain, so the province of Port of Spain. Port of
Okay.
Spain as a province has the diocese of Paramaribo, Suriname, Georgetown, Guyana, Bridgetown, Barbados, Kingstown, St. Vincent, and Williamstad, which is the Dutch Antilles,
Okay.
right, which takes in a few islands there, but one diocese. So that's the province of Port of Spain. So you have 5 such provinces.
Okay.
One of them being the French islands. Martinique is the archdiocese, and it has Guadeloupe and French Guyana, Cayenne. So all these provinces now come together to make one conference, and the bishops of all those come under that conference. We also have, interestingly, one from Central America, which is Belize. So the Diocese of Belize comes under our conference because they're the only English-speaking country in Central America.
Right,
as
right.
we are the only English-speaking country in South America.
Correct.
So it's going to be an interesting. So we have different languages. French. A lot of Spanish is spoken in the Dutch Antilles, Curacao,
Yeah.
those areas. And then we have, of course, Suriname, Dutch.
True.
We have English for most of the other islands. We have English and Guyana, of course, and Belize. So it's interestingly different languages. While there's generally similar cultural heritage throughout, but there's some differences. So it's my job is to be at the service of all the bishops within the region, and to assist them as they take on their own pastoral ministry in their dioceses. So how a major task for me would be to plan and execute the meetings of the bishop. We have 2 major meetings a year. One is referred to as the permanent board of the conference, and that meets every year in Trinidad in January.
Okay.
And on that, sitting on that permanent board would be all the archbishops, therefore from the different 5 provinces.
Yeah.
One of those archbishops is the president of the conference, which is Archbishop Pinder from Nassau, Bahamas. And then we have the vice president at the moment is our own bishop here, Bishop Francis Allen from Georgetown. Bishop Tiedemann, Neil Tiedemann from Mandeville in Jamaica is the treasurer, and have responsibility for finance. And then you have 2 other dioceses represented by their bishops on the permanent board. One is the Cayenne, French Guyana, and the other one is representing the Dutch-speaking Suriname. At the moment, we don't have a bishop in Suriname. We have what is called an apostolic administrator. Right? The bishop there retired this year, and Rome has appointed an apostolic administrator in the interim before a bishop is named. Yeah. So the permanent board meeting is in January, so I have to help plan that and execute it.
Okay.
Let it happen, And then the second one, which is the major meeting for the bishops every year, is referred to as the APM, the annual plenary meeting.
Okay.
And that one, they go around to different dioceses. You would recall we had it here in 2012, I think.
Okay.
2012, it happened here in Guyana. Last year we met in no, it might have been 2013 here. Last year it was in, sorry, this year, 2014, it was in Mandeville. And next year we are going to Montego Bay. So I just came from Montego Bay actually, because I'm starting to plan for that meeting, which is in May in Montego Bay. So I went into Montego Bay, did a site visit of where the bishops will be housed, where they will be meeting and so on, met with a local committee and start them off in the plans to move to prepare for that meeting. So that's going to be the
logistics in that.
There is, so that's when we start early. Other than that, you have what is called commission meetings. So there are various commissions, and like the commission on catechetics, commission on doctrine, different commissions, and those commissions, I can attend those meetings as well and help if there is need, and those commissions can meet in different parts of the Caribbean as well. So my job will entail some amount of travel among the territories, as well as seeing how best I can be of service to the bishops as they try to meet the demands of their own pastoral work and office.
Great. And the culture is the fun side of it. The culture is very interesting. Yeah. But I'm sure you still miss home and Christmas at home, right?
Well, yeah. Home is always going to be home. And I try, like this visit right now, some people felt that I came in for Father Oliver's funeral. In fact, I had actually planned the trip before Father Oliver got sick. And it was booked and everything. And it just happened that he got sick and died, you know. So it happened that I was here to be able to attend his funeral and so on. But I try to fit in ever so often a trip back home, yes, to connect again and to renew friendships and to also keep that connection going, because I am from Guyana, from this diocese, and I will return here someday.
Yes. And Guyana is the best place to be for Christmas.
Wonderful, wonderful. Sorry I can't be here for Christmas. I still, even when I'm in Trinidad, I still do my pepper pot, and so I cook myself. So.
Oh, that's nice. So we should come over by you for Christmas.
Yes. So, but this year Christmas, I'm actually going to spend it with my mom, and she lives in New York. So she hasn't been doing too well. So I want to spend the Christmas with her this year.
That's good.
Yep.
Okay, great. So you're keeping up with the Guyana news and everything that's happening?
Yes, I have to be. In my job, I have to be abreast of everything that is happening in all the territories, to see again how I could be of assistance to the bishops and so on who are there. So yes, I am abreast.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to ask you this question, and not from a political perspective or biasness. Based on, the situation that's happening politically, and the church representing the interests of the people, as the bishop made his statement, what are your thoughts on the church's position within the interests of the society and the people?
Well, I think, especially I'm very conscious of my role now as General Secretary, and not to be, in any way. But I am Guyanese. I am Guyanese, and I'm very proud of being a Guyanese. I've always said that, and even though I think nearly all the members of my family do not live in Guyana, I'm the only one here, but I'm always Guyanese and will want to be in Guyana. And in so far as that, yes, my own sense and feeling, I think what I would say about the situation is that I just wish that all concerned, politicians, religious leaders, civic leaders, wherever they are, all people concerned in Guyana, I think we have to be able to come to a point where we recognize that the good of Guyana and the good of its people must be first.
True.
And I to be honest with you, I rejoiced when we had our last general elections and what was the result of it. I rejoiced because I felt that maybe for the first time in our political life as a nation, that it was saying something to our politicians. It is time for you to listen to each other.
Yeah.
Because I think every one of our politicians will say to us that they represent the people and they want the best for Guyana.
That's true.
And I truly and sincerely feel And I wouldn't try to question anybody's intentions there. And I think if they truly are desirous of the good for Guyana and for its people, then I think we need to start listening to each other. There is not going to be any one person or group that can truly lead Guyana into a recovery and into prosperity. I think it has to be an effort where all of us see ourselves as being responsible. And insofar as I think we can see that, then it must give us a genuine desire to listen. Not just listen with the ears, as we say in good Guyanese language, you know, it could go in one and come out the other.
Yeah.
But listen with the heart. Start to really feel the pains and anxiety of our people, but feel also their dreams.
True.
Their dreams for a better Guyana, a better place to live. And I think if we start to do that and really seek to genuinely listen to one another with respect, and I think that we can move our political dialogue and conversation to a better place. I think we can move all of our desire to see a better Guyana emerge. And so I clearly would say to all concerned, our politicians, our leaders in religion and in society, and our people, that let us truly seek to challenge ourselves to be in a better place. I think it's time to end hostility. It's time to end suspicion. It's time to go beyond these things, to seek a better place truly for Guyana.
Indeed. Well, as you said, at the last election, everybody was looking forward to that. That was the hope built in our minds, you know. So at this day and age, you know, we're still looking forward to the unity. We're still looking forward to the middle ground and the compromise and the balance that we've all, you know, heard about and we're capable of doing. It's just a matter of doing it. And I don't know what else to say at this point. You know, how long are we into it?
25 minutes.
Oh, that's good enough. Then we can
Well, I could also give a couple lines before that.
Sure.
So I just want to take this opportunity to through Catholic Mag, to really say to all within our diocese and all Guyanese, because there are so many people that I know outside of the Catholic Church, that I truly wish you well. I pray for you constantly, and that I really hope that the holidays coming up, the Christmas for us Christians and for those who are not Christians but who in good Guyanese style also connect and celebrate, I want to wish everyone a truly wonderful and blessed Christmas. I truly hope for especially us Christians and Catholics particularly, that we can truly have that center on Christ, so that our Christmas will be truly filled with Christ. And I wish for the new year every blessing and joy and peace will be yours, your families, your homes, and certainly in our church community. God bless you all, and it's wonderful to just simply share this time with you.
Well, we must wish you the same for the holidays as well, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, and the time you'll spend with your mom. And God bless you too in the work that you will undertake.
Thank you.
And congratulations again, and all the best on the way forward.